Hi there. Thanks for joining CPG Bytes, a series of short video segments from Treasure Data, where we chat about the latest news and industry trends and read between the lines to provide our perspective and insights. So David, my friend, what do you have for us this week?
Hey, Stephen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and you?
I'm doing well as well. I feel good. I'm finally back in the home office to do a CPG Bytes recording, so it's good. I'm off the road. So I thought today I'd talk a bit about this article in Consumer Goods Technology about Coca-Cola going DTC for this special pixel flavored zero sugar bite. So we talk a lot about DTC, but I think there's some pretty interesting things within here, Stephen, that I'd like to highlight. Mm-hmm. The first being that, it's really an example of Coke, I would say, thinking outside the box and really thinking about how to leverage gaming and all these different things to provide a connected experience to consumers. And, when I look at, some of the things that they're doing, they're also looking at what you and I've talked about before is this reciprocal value, right? And so what they've done is they've created this special flavor of Coke Zero, and they're essentially providing a limited edition version of this only on their DTC site. So again, they're not thinking about direct to consumer necessarily as a sales channel, because obviously they're only selling, I think down here they talk about selling 25,000 2-packs. So clearly there's a lot of cost involved in that in terms of packaging and manufacturing. So I don't think they're probably going to be making a huge profit on these items, but they are going to drive this really interesting engagement with their consumers. And that reciprocal value, they're essentially creating a one SKU that's a 2-pack. You might say, well, why is it a 2-pack? Well, the 2-pack is one can to consume, and the other is for the consumer to collect. So it's kind of this idea of this is going to be maybe valuable down the road, which is pretty interesting. And then the last piece of this is there's an augmented reality aspect of this, and they're also thinking about doing, a NFT, non-fungible token, and then you see the wonderful metaverse here. So I think part of this is an experiment on Coca-Cola's part as thinking about how can they use this limited edition, gaming inspired flavor that's tied to the Fortnite game, tied to augmented reality, is a bit of an on-ramp to the metaverse, which I think, a lot of, discussion and people kind of think, what is the metaverse and how do we get involved? And so I think this is just one example of Coke really thinking outside the box from an engagement perspective, that connected experience and with a direct to consumer angle. Yeah. And which leads us to people may be watching this video saying, well, gosh, where do we stand as it relates to direct to consumer? And so, and I know you want to talk a little bit more about this, but we're launching our interactive experience DTC model assessment. So what this allows folks to do is they can pick what category that they serve in terms of their products. And I've actually kind of did some of the questions already just to show what this looks like. But basically, we ask questions around strategy, data, organization, technology enablers, and customer experience. We look then at how we give you a score. So you can kind of see this bar charts growing based on the responses I put in so far. You can also compare yourself to your peer group based on your category and the top 100 CPG companies more broadly. And then popping out of this, which I think is really exciting, are actionable insights and recommendations. So I think it's a fantastic tool for companies to kind of see where they stand as it relates to their peers and the industry broadly from a direct-to-consumer maturity standpoint.
Yeah, and for all CPG brands and companies, right? Whether you are thinking about DTC, or if you're already a direct-to-consumer veteran like Coca-Cola is, it's always a good idea to take a look at your own DTC capabilities and see how you fare against others in the same industry, right? And are there other companies in your segment also doing DTC? And what are they doing differently than you are? And that's why the DTC Readiness Guide is really helpful in kind of determining how strong is your direct-to-consumer muscles, if you will, and get some pointers and recommendations to achieve the next step in the DTC journey. And you probably have seen this DTC self-assessment guide in a spreadsheet format before. but David and I have upgraded it into an interactive experience. So no longer do you download a spreadsheet and then fill it out there, but you're able to walk through these questions one by one, like an online survey. It's a self-assessment that you take. And once you're able to complete all your fields, you get some really good recommendations and pointers, once again, to guide you to become the best in class for your DTC journey. It's a journey, it's not a destination. So everybody's on the same journey together. And after all, a successful DTC model includes your strategy, data, organization, technology enablers, and finally, your holistic customer experience that we have spoken about so much. So this assessment, as David is showing you right now, will allow you to kind of rank yourself and just be honest. You'll be able to see your peer group's answer once you get to the recommendation stage. So you'll be able to see kind of how you fare to your specific verticals and your specific segments. So that's kind of how we structure this, and hopefully it's a very useful tool for you.
And I think one of the things that is worth pointing out is, Stephen, you mentioned earlier, whether you're a veteran like Coca-Cola or early on in your journey around direct to consumer, don't be put off or be scared, right? The questions actually are set up, there could be a not sure. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, right? And in this part of the recommendations we come out, if you answer a lot of those questions that way with ideas about how you can gain understanding of where your organization is or who to talk to, and some assistance so that you could then come back later and take the survey again and fill out with a little bit more accuracy. So don't feel like you have to have all the answers going into the assessment. You can kind of go into it and get kind of a feel for what's required, and then come back later and fill it out to complete it, if you will.
Well, exactly. And to that point, once you've gone through all the questions, even you have some answers that's not sure, you can always share this exact same test result with your colleagues, right? So they can come back in and fill those out for you as well. So fill in as much as you can, as much as your knowledge allows you to. And you can also share the results. There's a button at the bottom that allows you to share the results with your colleagues. It gives you a very customized link that's only for you and your results. You can share that with your colleagues and they can fill in even more. So you get a more holistic view of how your DTC capabilities will look like.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited. A lot of work went into this, and I hope the viewers enjoy taking this assessment. It could be very insightful coming with the recommendations that come out.
Agreed. So thank you, David, for that insight today with the DTC readiness assessment, as well as the Coca-Cola fortnight story. And thank you for joining us. To take this free interactive assessment for yourself, please go to the description below and click on the link to the interactive experience. Now, you may just learn something new about what you can do to improve your DTC capabilities. And for more videos like this, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on the bell for all notifications. We will be back in 2 weeks with more topics for CPG Bytes. Talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.